Welcome to Justin Nobody's podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast.
Woo!
If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button and hit it as hard as you can until you break your table, break the screen, smash it hard.
Well, don't break our table.
Dude, I've done that so many times. I don't want to, no free promo, but this table is very good.
It's endured a lot.
Yeah, very good table. Smash that like button with thumbs up. If this video gets 3,000 likes, we're going to be giving away a hot toy to one of you guys. So make sure you comment something that you guys want us to talk about or just, whatever you want. Like, hey, How are you?
Yeah.
Also, comment what you guys want us to talk about next week. As you guys are going to see throughout this video, we took you guys' suggestions from last week and we're talking about it this week. So let's get into the podcast.
So I think it's time for some verses.
Versus.
Now, last week we did movies. Okay. Now we're going to do Disney Channel shows.
Ooh.
We usually do versus like character versus character, like fighting. But
Right.
now we're doing enjoyment. So enjoyment of the TV show.
Okay, so basically you're going to ask me like Hannah Montana versus Wizard of Waverly Place.
That is the first one.
Wow, that's a tongue twister.
So Hannah Montana versus Wizards of Waverly Place.
This is how I look at it. Oh, man, that's tough. It is really tough because Hannah Montana, there was a lot of good lessons, a lot of good stories,
A lot of good songs.
a lot of good songs. Which one could I watch more often? I would go Hannah Montana.
Really? Like the show. You could watch the show more often.
Yeah, if it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun's out,
Channel 70.
you got a breeze coming through the window. Which one would I rather watch? Probably Hannah Montana.
Gosh. I think I would go Wizards of Waverly Place.
I mean, that's fair. I feel like it's a toss-up between the two,
Yeah.
right? One has more action for sure. Wizards
Right.
had more action.
I think it was just for me, like seeing all the magic.
Okay, yeah. I feel you on that.
Like I really liked Hannah Montana for the music.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I liked the actual stories, but I feel like I mostly liked it for the music.
Yeah.
Now, Wizards of Waverly Place, I kind of liked a lot about it because then they led up to like the movie of who becomes like the family wizard.
Right.
Yeah. So
Another thing that I liked about Wizards was that they worked at a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot speak right now. Sandwich shop. And what was really cool is, I don't know why, but I used to love the way those sandwiches looked. They'd be like spreading like the mayo on the bread. And I'd be like, whoa, that looks really good. And it was just like your basic sandwich. But I just remember every time I saw that, I was like, wow, that's like good food.
yeah. Comment what you guys think. That's starting off with a pretty hard one.
Yeah, comment if you guys know the sandwich thing too.
Yeah. Okay, Phineas and Ferb versus Kim Possible.
Phineas and Ferb versus Kim Possible.
I feel like this one is fairly easy for me, at least. I'm
I-
going Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gosh, it's tough. I feel like Kim Possible is a really good show.
it is a really good show.
I think Kim Possible is better.
Really? Okay, wait. I want you to explain that why.
I feel like when you watch Phineas and Ferb, there's no like continuity to it.
I see what you mean.
It's just like, let's just have a random day and let's just roll. But Kim Possible, right? You see her grow up. Right?
Yeah.
You see the relationships change. You see Ron and her end up becoming a couple. Spoiler alert. Right? You see them. You
got
see them grow.
Rufus.
You got Rufus. You got all these gadgets. You see the progression of just her skill set and the villains becoming, like more human-like.
Yeah. I guess for like the young mind, right? Phineas and Ferb would be the pick because it's like every episode is just its own thing.
Yeah, I agree. I
yeah.
mean, for me though, growing up, I always used to like shows that had like a connective tissue throughout the whole thing.
Right. Okay. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody versus Hannah Montana.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was way better.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, they're both great, but
yeah, but you gotta pick Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
yeah, it had good lessons in it. It had good stories. It had good characters. Each episode, there was continuity. It kept everything together, but yet it was their own shenanigans every time. So it was kind of like the Phineas and Ferb mixed with a connective story.
Yeah. Okay. That's So Raven versus Cory in the House, which is basically just a
Oh,
spin-off
gosh.
of That's So Raven.
Oh, it's tough. I mean, That's So Raven was iconic,
Yeah.
and we all know that show. But that just shows you. Okay, this is my reasoning for my
Okay,
decision.
okay.
Okay, That's So Raven is a better show because the fact that it was so good, it was able to get a spin-off show
Yeah.
shows how good it was.
That is true.
So
that
I
is
think
true.
That's So Raven for sure wins.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so these next two shows, I didn't watch too much.
Okay.
But it's Shake It Up versus Sunny with a Chance.
Ooh. Okay. So Shake It Up. I watched that show.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you didn't watch that show.
No, I mean, I didn't say I didn't watch that show. I said I didn't watch it that much.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm older than you. Sunny with a Chance. Gosh, I know the name. I've definitely seen it. I just don't remember the premise of the show. It had Demi Lovato in it, right?
Yeah. It was Demi Lovato, like, wasn't she becoming an artist in LA, like in Hollywood? Like she moved to Hollywood
I think so.
to become either an actor or a singer?
Oh man, definitely Shake It Up was a better show.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I've definitely watched Shake It Up more.
Okay, but this one, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody versus Sweet Life on Deck.
Oh, that is tough again.
Yeah. Because it's technically like the same show, but it's not.
Yeah. And it, Sweet Life on Deck like refreshed the show, right? It
Yeah.
allowed them to have new ideas, new places to be, new friends.
Right.
And it totally like shook up the show to make it better.
Yeah.
Because I think Sweet Life, Zach and Cody was starting to like, there's only so much they can do, right, in a hotel.
Yeah.
There's only so many things that you can get in trouble with. But man, you just got to give it to the original show, I think, for me. I had definitely had more enjoyment because Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was a show that was on during my childhood. And as I was getting older, Sweet Life on Deck started to happen. So I think Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was better.
See, for me, now, since I was 2 years younger,
Right.
or am 2 years younger, Sweet Life on Deck for me was better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I feel like I was, at that point,
Yeah.
I was able to understand more about, like, now that I'm older, like a little bit older.
uh-huh.
So I think I like that story more.
Yeah, interesting.
And everybody knows the scene, okay? Everybody knows the scene where London and Mr. Mosby, like, part ways. Like, that was a pretty sad scene.
That was on Deck?
Yeah, on Deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's right. They concluded the show with them going to college on Deck, right?
Well, the graduation
Is
Right.
on Deck.
Yeah, and then I think they had a movie before they go off to college,
Oh, wow.
but they weren't on the boat anymore. Okay, the next one, last one. Good
Okay.
Luck Charlie
Okay.
versus Phil of the Future.
Ooh, that is tough. Man.
See, for me, I didn't watch too much Phil of the Future, so I would pick Good Luck Charlie just because I watched that more.
Yeah, I definitely watched Good Luck Charlie more. Good Luck Charlie was on TV longer than Phil the Future was. I think.
Yeah, I think they went pretty long time.
Enough for them to have Charlie grow up a little bit and have another kid.
Yeah,
Let's see. I think Good Luck Charlie was better.
yeah,
Phil the Future was cool,
Mhm.
right? Because it created this Back to the Future show that was like kid friendly.
right.
So it was pretty unique at the time, right? To see them have these inventions
Yeah.
and stuff. But Good Luck Charlie, I think, was the overall better show.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good Luck Charlie.
Good Luck Charlie. I wonder where they are now.
Well, one of them, I think, has a podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
What's his name? Well, there's the other brother, Jason Dolly.
Mm-hmm. He was on it, right?
Yeah.
And thank you for watching Versus.
Yeah, it's tough. It is a tough question when you have two things that are like beloved throughout your childhood and you have to try to go back in time in your brain and figure out which one did you enjoy more. But it's interesting how a lot of the Disney shows that we had growing up was very instrumental in how it kind of shapes the way you see life,
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't know what the shows are on Disney. I've never seen them, so I don't know. But I hope it could still do the same for the next generation.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Fitbod.
The greatest fitness app out there.
We've all been there when we've had a New Year's resolution where we say we're going to work out, we do it for a couple months, and then we just stop. It's just not sustainable. With Fitbod, it allows you to have a sustainable, easy access way to work out on a daily basis, and it works out the specific muscles you need to live a very healthy life. Just like everything in life, technology has really improved everyone's lifestyle, everyone's jobs. So why don't we use that for working out? With Fitbod, it allows you to use amazing AI technology that caters workouts specifically to you, your body type, your height, everything about your lifestyle. It will cater a workout plan and a sustainable way for you to work out to get the maximum health benefits for you. As I mentioned, Fitbod will actually create a whole workout plan just for you. It keeps track of muscles that you've already worked out, and it knows what muscles you still need to work out. It's literally the perfect app that helps you crush your summer goals. Just pick a fitness goal, select your equipment, and Fitbod will create a custom workout program just for you. The app will switch up your exercises to avoid overtraining or burnout while keeping your workouts fresh and fun. Learn new movements the right way with over 1,400 demonstration videos. A full year of Fitbod is less than the cost of a single session with a personal trainer.
There's no better time to level up your fitness habits, so try Fitbod and get 25% off your subscription or try the app for free at fitbod.me/nobodies. That's fitbod.me/nobodies. Let's get back to the podcast.
As we know, AI is one of the most dangerous phenomenons of the world right now. It's taking over everything. We have AI that helps you do your work, has AI that helps you do your schoolwork. Just about every aspect of your life, AI will now come in and change it.
Yeah. It's kind of scary.
So I want to talk about a new form of AI, where this form of AI is actually one that can affect every single person on this earth in a way that you probably wish didn't exist.
That doesn't sound too promising.
So this is why you should not let anyone take your photo anymore.
Wait, why?
So we all know that AI is super creepy, but what if I told you there's a website that will actually affect every single person on this earth in a negative way?
Every single person?
So the AI is called PimEyes, and what it does is it analyzes every single face it sees and can identify who it is and their entire past.
What?
So all you need to do is take a picture of anyone in the world and you upload it to PimEyes, and every single photo of that person that's ever been taken will be on the website along with an address where they are mostly at.
Okay, why would they even make something like that?
So apparently the company who made PimEyes said their goal was to expose like fraudulent scams along with people that are trying to catfish people. But honestly, if bad people get a hold of this, they're going to do bad things with it.
We're all literally going to have to wear masks now just to hide our identity.
It is scary to think about how just one photo, you could be walking along the street and all of a sudden you see someone and then they snap a photo of you and they can upload it.
And it could be anyone.
It could be anyone. It could be that crazy stalker or that crazy serial killer that is just wanting to know your address and wanting to know who you are and tell your whole life story just by a photo.
See, this is why AI is so stupid to me. We don't need it. We don't need stuff like this. Once AI gets in the hands of people that have bad intentions, it's over.
Yeah, because as we know, you've talked about how AI literally could destroy the world if it wanted to.
If it wanted to and had the access. Like, it's ridiculous. Why are we making stuff like this?
So I guess my question is to you guys, what do you guys think about AI, and what are your thoughts if you were on the street and someone took a photo of you and had access to basically your whole life? What would you do? Would you wear a mask? Would you just choose not to go outside? Or what was your way to counteract this issue?
But also think about this, right? Even for the educational purposes, like when people use AI to get their papers done, like would you rather be getting helped by a doctor that has gone through school without AI or with AI?
Would I rather go to
No, would you rather be treated by a doctor
Right.
who went through school with AI or without AI?
without AI?
Without AI, right? Because AI might have done the work for them.
Yeah, AI, I don't trust any of these kids now that have AI because you can just write a whole entire essay just using AI.
Exactly.
So moving on to a lighter note, this is actually like a very useful tool / operation.
Useful. We like useful things.
We like useful things that won't. This could kill you.
Oh.
I mean,
So-
it seems like it's successful, but it
Sounds
seems
like
like
a-
a lot of things could go wrong still.
Like a high risk, high reward?
Did you see what short guys are using to grow taller?
What are they doing?
So recently, this guy in Minnesota paid $170,000 to a doctor to break both of his legs. And what the doctor did was he inserted these metal rods both into his legs. And each day in the hospital, the doctor would increase the rod length 0.03 inches until the man grew from 5'5" to 5'10". The surgery literally took 125 days to fully grow the 5 inches. And he was there for so long that he even forgot how to walk.
He forgot how to walk?
Yeah, apparently it took a couple months for him to learn how to walk again because he literally has new legs. It's a new way of walking. But apparently he claims that he has more confidence, he feels more free, and he feels way better about himself. So is this something that you would want to do?
I mean, it would be nice to get to 6 foot.
Right? I mean, no shame to anybody out there, but would you guys do it? Because I feel like I might do that.
I just feel like if I'm gonna forget how to walk and it's gonna be like that long in a hospital, I'm not gonna. It's like it's kind of scary.
You got to think every day he's moving that rod 0.03 inches, and you can see in the video. There's actually a video of the whole X-ray of the system of how they do it.
Oh,
You see that the rod slowly increases, 0.03 inches, but every day he's doing that. You probably have that initial pain of the rod going up, and then you sit with that pain all day, and then the next day he does it again, and you just have this constant cycle of pain.
Yeah, but he grew 5 inches.
Yeah, 5 inches.
5'5" to 5'10".
Yeah,
I mean, like we're 5'10",
yeah.
so 5 inches is gonna get us to what? 6'2"? Wait, 6'3"?
Yeah.
Like for as much you have to go through, I don't think it's worth it.
I mean, I think it's just. I feel like this is gonna start to become the norm. I think this is like the beginning of these types of surgeries. I'm sure they're gonna find ways to, make it less painful, more efficient, not take 125 days to grow 5 inches. I'm sure in the next 10 years there'll be a way to just make it way more affordable and way more, I don't know, efficient. I keep saying the word efficient.
I mean, it is really scary how much of an advancement humanity can make by doing stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is scary to think about if that's something that we can do right now. Who knows what we're going to be able to do in 10 years, right? Like, what other crazy things? Who knows if we're going to be able to turn into Iron Man eventually, you know?
But I mean, there's also some other scary stuff that's been going on.
No, I hate when there's scary real life stuff happening.
So I told you that The Last of Us was going to happen in real life.
Wait, what's happening now?
So remember I told you that scientists said that it was impossible for The Last of Us to happen in real life, but they also found that fungus could start evolving and infecting humans.
Right, I remember you saying that.
So now the first person has been infected by a deadly plant fungus, and this is literally the world's first case of this.
So officially someone's been infected now.
Right, but what's even scarier, researchers found that plants could actually speak.
What do you mean they can speak?
So scientists tested two groups of plants. There was a healthy group and a group that had no water, and they would cut their stems. And they also put microphones next to the plants, and they found that the plants actually make noises at a frequency that humans cannot hear unless you change the frequency. But they found that the group that had cut stems and no water were making sounds way more often than the other group, showing that when plants are in distress, they can actually express that they're in distress.
All this time of us all eating plants, now they're going to get their revenge on us.
I mean, it's kind of scary, right? Because think about this. The Last of Us, they had like the fungus infect everybody, right?
Yeah.
And now someone has been infected with a plant fungus.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to think about how plants, you know, they keep us alive, they provide us oxygen, but now this could also go the other way, right? That plants are going to kill us.
Right.
Time to go to Mars. Let's get that Elon Musk spaceship and let's head to Mars. Even though his last spaceship blew up a couple weeks ago. Or no, last week his spaceship blew up.
Oh yeah, like midair, right?
Yeah. Never mind. Eat meat, not plants.
So another scary topic of today. Do you know the city that actually killed its people?
A city in the United States?
Yeah, so back in 1986, the city of Cleveland decided to break the Guinness World Record of balloons released. And to do this, they had a fundraiser called Balloon Fest.
Okay.
So they had 2,500 volunteers filling balloons with helium and keeping them all under this giant net. And they literally released 1.5 million balloons all over the city. But what happened was there was a huge storm that came in, and as the balloons were released, the storm brought them back down, and it actually started to like cause a bunch of car accidents. It caused the airport to actually shut down in the city.
This is actually a real event.
Yeah, and the balloons actually started to pollute the city. And 2 days before Balloon Fest, two fishermen went out on like a fishing trip and they never returned. But because of all the balloons in the lake, search and rescue was literally impossible. So they couldn't find them, and they actually found them dead later.
Man, who would have thought such like a joyous day, like such a, you know, good deed to try to raise money would end up being the downfall of a lot of people.
Right, and there's like video footage of it, and it looks insane because it's like this huge net is over the city, right? And it's just a bunch of balloons, and then they release them. Dude, it looks like a freaking monster over the city, and it's just balloons.
And I can kind of envision what that could look like.
Yeah.
Because you said there's 1.5 million?
1.5 million balloons.
I mean, just think about that alone, right? Say when you just think about this. Say the average balloon size is a little bit bigger than a human head, right? You have Staples Center, or like any sporting arena, right? 100,000 people.
Right.
Right? So that's 100,000 heads. Think about all those heads being balloons, and then looking at times, I mean, 100,000. So that's like 15 times the amount of heads,
right?
Just swarming the city.
Yeah, and then the storm, right? You see the storm start bringing them back down.
Uh-huh.
And it caused so many accidents. There was like news footage of all the balloons like polluting the lake.
Yeah.
And the lake is just full of balloons. And that's why they couldn't perform search and rescue.
That's so rough.
Yeah.
That's such a devastating day. Note to self, never have a balloon festival.
Yeah. Never.
Or I guess don't put helium in the balloons. Just let them, you know, no helium, just let them fall out.
Okay, so I also know the past few weeks we've been playing the game of Guess the Movie based on its bad description.
It's amazing how when you're on the spot, that game is so hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't care if you know movies super well or if you don't know them at all.
Right.
You're on the spot. It's hard to
go quick.
But what's so interesting about that too, right? Is it's bad movie descriptions.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just emphasize bad.
You're not supposed to get them.
Right. So if I don't get them, I'm sorry, but they are bad descriptions. Like, you're really got to be kind of psycho to be like, yeah, bad. I know the right thing.
But now it's a different game. So you have to guess the movie based on its opposite title.
And I thought the other game was hard.
Okay, so the first one is The Slow and the Calm.
Okay, so it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
So slow The Fast.
Okay.
So the Fast and the Furious.
Yes, The Fast and the Furious. Okay, the next one. You human.
You human.
You human.
The opposite of you would be them. No, I.
You human.
I robot.
I robot. That was
first
good.
I was gonna
that was
think
good.
like, I monster.
Okay, the next one. You are ordinary.
You are ordinary.
You are ordinary.
So I am ordinary. What's the opposite of ordinary?
Come on, you could get this. You could get this. You just have to think about it. You are ordinary.
What's the opposite of ordinary? Popular?
Okay, next one.
Exquisite?
Next one. Okay, forward to the past.
Okay, Back to the Future.
Yes, Back to the Future. Okay, the non-fighting adult.
Non-fighting. So
The
the opposite would
non-fighting-
be the fighting
Yeah, the non-fighting adult.
adult baby.
No, okay, next one. Ugly and the gentleman.
Ugly. So the opposite would be beautiful and the gentleman.
Ugly and the gentleman.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. That was it.
It's just weird when you start like what is it? The non-fighting adult? What the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Okay, so I will tell you now. So, the slow and the calm. Fast and the Furious.
Right.
Okay. You human. I robot.
Right.
You are ordinary. I am legend.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know why ordinary is legend.
Ordinary is like regular, right? Legend is like high status,
There's
right?
there's other words that could have been
Right.
opposite of
That's why
ordinary.
it's hard though, right? Because
Yeah.
there's so many other words you can think of.
Yeah.
Forward to the past, back to
Past.
the future, the non-fighting adult, Karate Kid.
Oh gosh, it's one of those things too, right? Right when as like you went to the next one, I was
Yeah.
like, God, don't be the Karate Kid.
You knew it, right? You knew it.
Because when you said adult, right, I'm thinking baby,
Right.
and I don't know why the Son of the Mask popped in my head, and I was thinking like, oh, there's a baby that fights in that one.
And then the Ugly and the Gentleman, Beauty and the Beast. That one was
Yeah.
good. That one was actually kind of hard. I feel like.
I felt like that one was easier because you're saying like ugly.
Yeah. But Gentleman and Beast, that one's kind of hard. But when you get Ugly and the,
Right.
and then you get Beautiful and the,
'Cause
then
when
it's Beauty and
yeah.
the Beast.
Thanks for explaining my thought process. That's
Oh, well,
exactly what
okay.
through my head.
Yeah, so moving on, I also brought a scary story.
Oh, we all love scary stories. That makes us all pee our pants.
So this is why you should never ask for a toy in your Happy Meal.
Wait, why? The toy's the best part.
Yeah, but there's this legend of this little brunette girl who really wanted these Happy Meal toys that were like little dolls that everybody wanted. So she went to McDonald's, got her Happy Meal, but the worker that gave it to her seemed really worried when he handed it to her. But she didn't really care, so she got her Happy Meal, went home, and opened her Happy Meal toy, which is a little doll in a white dress and blonde hair.
Okay.
So she decided to set up the doll on her dresser that was looking at her bed, and she went to sleep. But the next day, she woke up feeling super weird, and she looked at the doll, and the doll looks like the face changed a little bit. Like the doll actually had a dimple now when it didn't before. But she just left it alone and didn't care. And then the next day, she actually woke up again feeling super sick this time. So she decided to stay home from school, but she looked at the doll again, and it looked like the doll's hair was actually getting a little bit darker. And even when her mom came in the room to check on her, she noticed that the doll looked really similar to her daughter. Like she was really like shocked that it looked so similar.
What the heck?
So then the third day comes around and the mom notices that the daughter never left her room. So she went in to check on her, and when she looked at her daughter, she immediately screamed, and she saw that her daughter's face was actually gone.
What do you mean by it's gone?
So then the mom looked at the doll, and the doll was there smiling now with brunette hair, the white dress, and she was smiling just like how the daughter would smile. So the doll was literally feeding off the little girl's energy and stole her face.
So like the doll took over who
Yeah,
she is?
The doll was cursed. And even the Happy Meal worker, like, remember, it was the Happy Meal worker was worried giving her the doll.
Oh my gosh. And I kind of remember there were like I do remember McDonald's having dolls like this.
Yeah, it was like, I think 2002 time.
That's so scary because I remember that time the dolls were like they almost look like miniature Barbies, right?
Yeah.
That's so crazy that these are like toys that we all attained at one time.
But also some sad Twitter news that I saw.
Sad Twitter news.
Sad Twitter news.
The bird just lost its wings.
After 25 years,
Okay.
Netflix is discontinuing the DVD rental system.
Wait, what? That's still a thing?
Yeah.
That's been a thing for
That's
that?
still a thing.
Oh my gosh.
But now it's being discontinued. Remember, we used to do that every week.
Yeah, and for kids who, or for anybody, I assume it's kids, but for people that don't know about the Netflix DVD rental, it basically is what killed Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster is a physical store. You walk in, you buy movies, you rent movies, and you take it home. Netflix came in like, let's create an online service where people can just rent movies from their house and they'll send it through the mail and you get a physical disc and you watch it. You send it back.
Yeah.
And it killed Blockbuster.
insane.
But for the last 5, 6, 7 years,
Yeah.
I thought all it was streaming now. I thought they got rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, who
But
would
now is the time it's gonna be done.
Wow, I didn't know they were still doing the disc service.
I know. I didn't remember I didn't know they were still doing it, but hearing that they're discontinuing it, I was like, oh, that kind of hurts. Like I
It's
remember
sad.
doing that, getting it from the mailbox. We're like, we're gonna watch this movie.
I would love to hear someone that still is using the disc service.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell you the last time I received a disc from Netflix. Like, I was probably, seriously, it was probably like 2009.
Yeah.
Like, how many years is that? 14 years ago?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
And at the time, it was so revolutionary to have a DVD sent through the mail in this little slip.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to open. It's like, whoa.
You got the Netflix red envelope.
Yeah, you get the red envelope, and then you would have the little sleeve with the DVD, the name of the movie, and the description.
Yeah. Oh, good times.
Good times, good times.
But also some other crazy news. We have heard, okay, speculation. I think this is some reputable sources have said this.
Okay.
Adam Driver
Yes.
has been offered the role of Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, and what's so interesting about that, we know that every day that passes, right, we're getting that much closer to Fantastic Four. There's so many rumors going around Deadpool 3 with all these Fox characters coming into the movie, along with, sorry, not to change the subject too much, but we have Adam Driver that's been in the news saying that he might be Mr. Fantastic, and we also have Mark Ruffalo they're saying that he's in Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know that Hulk versus Wolverine is one of the biggest comic book stories throughout the whole universe of comics.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So they are going to try, from my understanding, to have Hulk versus Wolverine in the Deadpool 3 movie. But
Oh my
along with
gosh.
Adam Driver and Mark Ruffalo coming
Yeah.
back, there's another person along the lines for Fantastic Four. Did you hear about this?
I think so.
About who's going to be Mrs. Fantastic?
No, wait, no.
Okay, so recently, actress Mila Kunis was seen with Matt Shackman, the director of Fantastic Four, having coffee.
What?
And it's just so interesting how we get the news about Adam Driver possibly being the candidate for Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
But we also have Mila Kunis getting coffee with Matt Shackman, and there's reports saying that Mila Kunis is in the running for Mrs. Fantastic.
Are you serious?
Now, do I think she would make a good Mrs. Fantastic? Not really. I don't know. I mean, I love Mila Kunis. She's
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
actress. She's so funny. Like, she does the voice of Meg on Family Guy too. But I just don't. I'm like having a hard time here, and I think maybe in my mind I've seen so much of fan art of Emily Blunt being Mrs. Fantastic that it's hard
Right.
to unsee that.
It's like conditioning.
And I'm so used to Mrs. Fantastic being blonde,
Yeah.
and it, like Mila Kunis is not. So
Yeah.
I just like I'm like Mila Kunis. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I could see though. I could see how she could do it because she's an amazing actress. But I just have a hard time visually, like looking at her not in the costume
Right.
and being like, "Yep, she's gonna play Mrs. Fantastic."
Yeah. But isn't it interesting? We also got some news about Chris Evans expressing that he would love to come back as the Human Torch. And it's just so interesting that all of this news is kind of just coming out right now.
Yeah, my question is for like the audiences. If you had to pick between, we'll do like a versus for you guys. So you can have John Krasinski, Adam Driver. Who would you want to play Mr. Fantastic between those two? And then say you have Emily Blunt versus Mila Kunis. Who do you guys want for
Yeah.
that? I think it's interesting to see like everyone's like opinion on that because it's gonna be interesting if they go Adam Driver, Mila Kunis. Everyone's gonna be shocked.
Yeah. And especially like Adam Driver is a very serious, like he would bring a very serious energy to the character.
Which
you know?
I think I could see him doing because he could come off like a genius, and he also has a funny side, right? His timing,
Right.
and especially in the SNL skits of Kylo Ren,
Oh my god.
some of the funniest bits of comedy online.
Yeah.
So we know that he has a funny side. We know that he can play a serious role. We know that he really has that, could be that awkward Reed Richards, funny, smart guy.
Right.
So I think it is a pretty good casting.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Okay, some scary news though. So apparently there's a big satellite in Earth's orbit
Okay.
that is kind of like coming towards Earth and
Oh
has
my
a like
gosh.
1 in 2,000 chance of hitting people.
Really?
Yeah.
So the satellite obviously it was it an American satellite?
I'm not sure. I just saw this on Twitter.
Okay.
Apparently, it's coming at us.
So what you're saying is keep looking up. You never know when that satellite's going to be falling.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't know if I talked about this too.
Don't
but
say it's kind of scary.
it's really scary.
It is scary.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Out of all the billions of people on Earth,
Yeah.
you're saying there's a 1 in 1,000 chance, right?
2,000.
2,000.
Yeah. 2,400.
So one of us is getting hit.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't know.
How many times are you gonna say yeah?
Okay. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but I guess there was a meteor
Uh-huh.
that flew over Maine and might have hit Maine.
What?
Yeah. And I think that,
Sorry, I shouldn't be so surprised. Doesn't that happen? Like, maybe they're small.
yeah,
but
they're small.
constantly getting hit everywhere.
I think so. But then, like, I guess they have like a $25,000 reward
Uh-huh.
for anyone who finds the meteor.
You know, I think I read about this. This is where I didn't know that it just happened, but I
Uh-huh.
knew that a museum is offering to pay $25K.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That
The
might be it.
museum's offering it, right?
I think so.
Okay. So museums offering to anybody in Maine that finds a meteor, they'll pay you $25K to deliver it to them.
So if you're in Maine, I think it's worth a look.
yeah, it's every rock you see on the ground. You better snap some photos,
Yeah.
send it to that museum.
I would just start picking up rocks and just getting everything, like just giving them everything.
Yeah, just
Is
get
this
some-
it? Is this it?
Yeah,
Is
get
this
some
it?
paint on it. You know? Don't do that. Don't paint it. Just find the real one.
Also, some news that I saw on Twitter once again. They have announced that there is going to be a prequel book that it happens 2 years before the events of season 4 for Eddie Munson
What?
in Stranger Things.
Wow.
So there's going to be a book. I think it's called Flight of Icarus. I think that's the name.
And it's about Eddie's life.
Eddie's life 2 years before Stranger Things season 4.
Oh, you know what's tough about that is it's gonna be good. It's tough.
What's going to be interesting, though, they're probably going to throw in some things where it's like he notices something weird going on, but it's the Stranger Things kids doing something, right? Dealing with something, but he's just kind of like, that's like not real. You know, like,
I see.
you know what I mean? Like they'll
Yeah.
throw in like little hidden things like that.
Interesting. So this is gonna be a book. Maybe if the book does well, they could be like, oh, we're gonna have a Netflix special movie
I
about
mean,
Eddie Munson.
it's going to be 2 years before season 4, and he's a senior in season 4,
Uh-huh.
and I think he failed senior year once, so it's going to be when he's a junior in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Eddie, so
Everybody loves Eddie.
these books are gonna be flying off the shelves like Demobats.
Demobats. That was a freaky addition. The Demobats.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
Who would have thought they'd have these like creatures like that?
I know. Once I heard that, I was like, dude, is Vecna a vampire? Then I was like,
Oh.
no, they wouldn't. Like, he's not a vampire.
Yeah. I'm really excited. There's some more promo art that just came out for Stranger Things where we see a young Will from season 1 on the ground with Vecna. I mean, come on, that's like confirms your theory about the whole it's gonna time travel back to
yeah.
season 1.
And they're going to see young Will.
Because in the promo art, I'm pretty sure it's a young Will on the ground.
It's going to happen.
That's kind of spoilery. They should have,
Is it official fan art? Or, like, is it a
I
fan
thought,
art? Or is
I
it
thought Stranger
official-
Things official posted it.
Oh. Oh.
So it might be on. Season 1 might be on.
Gosh, I mean, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. We already saw a CGI Young 11.
Yeah,
It makes sense that we'll see a CGI young version of all the kids,
you're right.
or at least some of them.
They're like testing out the technology. Like, okay, yeah, we could do this.
Right. I know in season 4 it was just flashbacks pretty
Uh-huh.
much and like going through 11's memories.
Right.
But it could yeah, they're probably just testing it like to see how everybody would react to it in a way.
Yeah. It does make sense
Yeah.
because they always say, right, the whole show, it will end with the beginning, right?
Exactly.
And the
And
beginning,
what did it begin with?
Will going missing.
Yep. And that's the last journal entry in the diary that
Oh, you're right.
Nancy saw.
So yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense. It's happening.
Boom. Solved. Case solved.
Mics drop. Let us know what you guys think is season 5 is going to be about, because it's definitely going to have to do with time, right? We
Yeah.
get all of this stuff in season 4 about clocks.
Well, didn't the
right?
Duffer Brothers even say that time is, there might be a jump forward or a jump back. They're not saying.
Right.
But,
They said it's gonna take a time jump.
right.
Now they never confirm forward or back.
But
That's
with the promo art, I'm pretty sure it's back.
yeah,
Because who would have a promo art for the next season with a character from season 1 on,
that is true.
right? Like,
Very
you're
true.
going back.
Yeah. And they also said that it was a key that the Upside Down is stuck in 1983. That was a big key that they weren't going to reveal, and that's the reveal in season 5.
So what they have to do is they have to stop it from being stuck. So how do you do that? You have to go back to that day, which is 1983.
Exactly.
Boom,
And
solved.
now the Upside Down is in the real world, so that means the real world is connected with 1983 now, even though it's 1986.
Interesting.
I think it's 1986.
Or is it in the 90s now?
I don't think it's in the 90s.
Okay. Well, let us know your thoughts. Stranger Things season 5 is probably going to be a banger, as they always do. Every season's been amazing, so
Every season. Come on. Like,
they're going to end it on a high note.
yeah. Oh,
It might be sad, though.
I think it's going to be very sad.
Yeah.
Very emotional.
I saw this interview that David Harbour did. He said that it's time for Stranger Things to end.
I think season 5 is going to start filming this summer.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids are all getting older. Like, Millie Bobby Brown just got engaged.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be getting married to Bon Jovi's son.
Yeah. Come on. Like, they grew up. They're old now.
They are old.
Yeah. It's time for it to end. It was
I'm
good
trying to
while it
think of like a
lasted.
pun to use with one of Bon Jovi's songs, but I couldn't think of a song.
Well, yeah. Congratulations, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes. Yes. I'm still trying to think of a song to say. Everything I keep thinking of, I keep thinking of Living on a Prayer. Dead or Alive? They have that song, right? Bon Jovi?
Yeah. 11. Dead or alive in season 5.
Yeah. There we go. She'll be living on a prayer.
But also, a quick little recap of what I talked about this past week. There's the theory about why Doctor Strange let Tony Stark die.
I have to say, I was very skeptical at first of this theory.
Yeah.
But as we talked through it, I do genuinely believe that Kevin Feige, right, along with the Russos, they had a plan, right? They have this idea of where they need the saga to go,
Yeah.
the story to go, and this makes a lot of sense.
Right. So for those who didn't see it, we see in Infinity War, right? Doctor Strange says that there is only one outcome out of 14 million outcomes where they win and
Right.
beat Thanos. But in Multiverse of Madness, we see there's more than one way to kill Thanos.
Yeah, as we see, right, on Earth 818, they killed Thanos on Titan,
Yeah.
right? And, I mean, they finished them pretty easy.
Right. That means that Doctor Strange kind of let Tony die. Right?
Yeah.
When he tells him, like, there's only one, like, when they're fighting, right? He holds up the number 1, and Tony's like, oh, I know what I have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically killed him.
Right.
But the reason he killed him was because he was the one to figure out time travel. Now, if Tony figures out time travel, right? With the nature of Tony Stark,
Yes.
he wants to fix everything, protect everything. So
he
if
can't help himself,
he
but
can't
get
help himself.
involved.
Right. So if he finds time travel, it's going to lead to him finding different timelines. Now, if he finds different timelines, he finds different variants of himself.
Right.
Also, evil variants of himself. Now, if he finds
Tom Cruise, Superior Iron Man.
right, so if he finds evil variants of himself, he's
Yeah.
gonna want to kill those variants to protect the timelines because that's Tony Stark's nature. He wants to fix everything.
Right, and Tony Stark probably would go back in time, save his family, save his parents, right, from
Yeah.
dying, prevent JFK's assassination. He's probably gonna like try to fix a lot of things.
Right. So that means
And hear me out here.
Yeah.
Every mistake he makes,
Right.
moving forward, he would just go back in time and fix it.
exactly
Like, hey,
creating another timeline.
Right. Say if he did like another Ultron issue,
Right.
he would just be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go back in time and just prevent me from doing that."
Exactly. So that would actually cause Tony Stark to be a multiversal threat. And that is why Doctor Strange let him die.
Yeah.
Like, that is so crazy.
I mean, we look right at all Tony Stark's mistakes, right? A lot of the MCU revolves around Tony Stark's mistakes, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like he wrongs someone, it makes things worse, right? We have Killigan,
Yeah.
right?
Mysterio,
Mysterio. We have Vulture,
Vulture, yep.
Ultron.
Ultron.
Like a lot of things have gone wrong because of Tony Stark. So it's just his nature to want to make things good. It's like one of those sayings, right? You can do all the good in the world, right?
Yeah.
But you can't fix everything.
Right.
Like you do one thing good, there's someone else that's hurting because of the action that's good.
Yeah. And like underlying message in Endgame and Infinity War was kind of like putting Tony to rest, right? Because he's always trying to do everything, always trying to fix everything. So when Pepper tells him that he could rest now, it's kind of like, okay, like we stopped him from becoming like too crazy and like crazy in his own head trying to fix everything.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because he was so fixated on putting an end to Thanos, putting an end to everything, right? So if he had the power to time travel, he would want to do that for every little thing.
Yeah.
So Tony's at rest.
Tony is at rest.
Yeah.
We're going to miss him, but hey, doesn't mean he can't plop back in.
Yeah, he didn't find those other timelines. So there are other timelines where Tony Stark exists. I mean, you got to think too, right? In Multiverse of Madness, we see them go through the dimension of all those like Stark bots, right?
Yeah, we see the Stark bots.
Yeah, and we also see the Ultron droids, but kind of on the right side. You know what I mean?
Right.
In Multiverse of Madness.
So it'd be interesting to see. I know that there were plans to have Iron Man in the movie.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Tony Stark in terms of Robert Downey Jr., or if it was Tom Cruise, or if it was another actor, we don't know. But we do know that there were plans to have a Iron Man variant in the 818 world.
And that would have been insane.
That would have been so good. It would have united the world.
Yeah. I mean, I love the theory that you talked about before, right? How when Tony says that he had a dream where they had a son named Morgan,
Yeah.
right? I mean, maybe it's just another universe, right?
You're right.
Right? Another universe of where he had a son instead of a daughter.
And we know that there's this thing called dream walking,
Yep.
right? As we see, Doctor Strange is able to go to different variants of himself.
Yeah.
So maybe when Tony was sleeping, he went through another variant of himself.
Exactly.
Because maybe that variant figured out how to do dream walking and went into Tony's body. From 616, boom.
Oh, we're getting deep.
Okay, so this week for Whose Side Are You On? Leia is a little busy right now, so she'll be back next week with a real story. But when Ryan does Whose Side Are You On? It's just, I'll tell you some weird things that people have told me throughout my life that have made me really question, like, am I wrong? Am I doing life wrong, or are they just freaking crazy?
Am I doing life wrong?
So there's this saying, right? When you use the restroom to save water and to save the flushing, my friend told me,
Oh, no.
I walked to the bathroom one day and I lift up the toilet, as one does to use it.
Yeah.
I see the water is yellow, right?
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, someone peed in here, didn't flush it, right?
Yeah.
So me, not wanting to use the restroom without the clear water, I flush it,
Right.
right? And I'm just like, dude, what the heck? Who comes to my house and doesn't, flush it?
Yeah.
I go outside to talk to my friend. He goes, dude, what's wrong with that? I'm like, are you kidding me? You just used my toilet and just don't flush it. So, anyways, I ask him why. Okay, explain your case. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
You could just say, I accidentally forgot and say sorry. But instead, he's going like, I did that on purpose. I'm like, okay, bro, tell me why. He goes, okay. See, I'm saving you money. He goes, every time you flush your toilet, it costs you money, right? Your water bill goes up. If it's just pee, it's liquid. It'll just go to the bottom. Like
What?
If he's like, if it's yellow, it's mellow or something. I don't know what he said. He said something like that. But I'm like,
if it's yellow, it's mellow.
so I'm just like, dude, always flush the toilet here, okay? Like, you can do whatever you want at your house, but that's disgusting. So, guys, what I want to know is that normal? Like, do people actually think that? Like, and do that at a house? Like, I was never taught that, to just pee in a toilet and just let it sit there.
I've never heard of that. If it's yellow, it's mellow.
I don't know. I just was shocked. I'll just say it, okay?
Okay.
I won't say when this trip was.
Yeah.
I won't say where we were at.
Okay.
One time I went on a trip with a friend,
Uh-huh.
okay? I wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I walk inside, right? The seat is down. The lid is down.
The toilet's closed.
Yeah. So I can't see anything. The seat's covered. Everything's covered. I'm like, wow, my friend like really wanted to be nice and put the lid down.
Right.
And
After having your friend not flush the toilet.
Right. I lift up the lid. I'm lifting up the lid.
Opening the toilet.
Open the toilet. I look inside. There is pee all over the seat.
Oh.
It almost looked like someone pulled down their pants and started to try to pee on every inch of the toilet seat. Okay, every inch of the toilet seat, like as a joke.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
woo, you know,
Like just close my eyes. And...
No, it looked like they're opening their eyes and purposely. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't paint this part. Got to finish there. Got to get to the whole square inch. This thing is submerged in pee.
Oh.
Right? If I didn't know better and I wasn't tired, I should have analyzed that toilet seat, because that toilet seat might have been turning yellow from how much pee is on it. Okay? I walk outside. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You pee all over the seat. In what world is that okay? But you have the decency to close the lid. You close the lid.
He's hiding the evidence.
Oh my gosh. And I just say, do you expect someone to go wipe your pee off the seat? There's not. Oh my gosh. I was furious.
Now, here's my question, okay? When you're lifting the seat, did you get
It was a little wet.
Did you?
It was a little wet. And you know, I was like, why is it wet? And I opened it. By then, I'm like, oh, I see why. It's all over.
Oh no.
It was one of the most disturbing things in a bathroom I've ever seen.
So what was the friend's reaction when you addressed him about it?
He's just laughing. He goes, bro, I was so tired. I'm like, bro, is that your excuse? Is that your reasoning? It looked like you were like Picasso in there trying to, paint a toilet seat. Like, don't tell me you're too tired. You knew exactly what you're doing. I was like, it looked like, how'd you manage to pee on just the toilet seat, control the stream enough, the pressure of the stream, so that it doesn't splatter all over the floor? How'd you manage to just coat the toilet seat so perfectly? So weird. I'm sorry if it's too gruesome, but I just had to talk about it. Comment if you guys have a friend like that. Also comment if you've heard people just peeing in the toilet, not flushing it.
I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what that brings me back to? Okay, when you talked about the mom that poops in the shower.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
So just to give you guys a quick recap, maybe like 6 months ago, I talked about this Whose Side You On story that's real. And basically this son is on Reddit typing a story about how his mom refuses to poop in the toilet. Like, she poops only in the shower. And she hopes that the poop slowly gets, broken down and goes down the shower drain. And her reasoning is that she has a hard time pooping because it's so cold, like the toilet seat's cold. So the heat of the shower, the steam and everything relaxes her, and it makes it easier to poop in the shower. And she forces her kids to wear slippers in the shower, so that the poop. But one time the kid did step on the poop, and he just couldn't believe it.
That is just so crazy. That is so
I would
crazy.
love to hear, guys, like, if you're listening to the podcast or if you're watching the podcast, like, comment some of the weirdest, like, things in the bathroom that your friends have done or you've seen, like, or any kind of weird things that a friend does at their house that's, like, really bizarre. Like,
yeah.
And we'll talk about it. We'll read it next week.
Yeah. Like, say anything that you find your friends doing that's just so out of the ordinary, but they think it's so normal.
Yeah, like, bro, who doesn't poop in the shower? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Guys, if you made it this far in the podcast, thank you so much for watching and for listening. And for everyone that watched the podcast on YouTube, make sure you go, if you're ever driving or you're just at school or you're doing homework, you want to just listen to the podcast, you can go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, listen to it. And if you guys are only listening to the podcast, you can check out the podcast on YouTube to physically watch it with your eyes, to watch us talk about poop in the shower.
Yep.
Get the visuals going, get the photos, get the video. You can see it. So, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok, and we'll see you guys next week, Saturday, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
We'll see you on TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.